We're going to get back to our top story. Joining us live right now is Marina Villeneuve, a reporter with the Associated Press who covers Albany. Maria, it is always great to have you on, and I know this is a very quick turnaround because, as I mentioned to our viewers, Governor Hochul just wrapped up a news conference in which she took a lot of questions about what's in the budget, what didn't make it into the budget, and we appreciate you coming on so you can kind of walk us through some of this. I want to start with the gas tax and what we know. This is very important to our viewers watching right now. It is so expensive at the pump. What do we know about, I guess, about 16 cents a gallon that will come off in terms of the state tax starting the beginning of next month?
Right. The governor said that New York is going to be suspending the gas tax holiday. And so that is going to be a total of 16 cents saved per gallon. That's 8 cents from the tax on motor fuel, and then 8 cents from the sales tax. And that would be through the end of the year, which is more generous than other states that had implemented about 30-day gas tax holidays in a lot of cases. She says that that's at a cost of roughly $585 million that will be going back to New Yorkers' pockets rather than collected in revenue.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at that as if every little bit helps, right? Although with gas so expensive, 18 cents isn't going to do a whole lot, but we'll see how that kind of plays out. Also, alcohol to go, which made it into the budget as we understand it right now. This is something that has been kind of going back and forth for a long time, although it's interesting that you have to purchase a substantial food item in order to be able to have alcohol to go. Still, it seems like restaurant owners, bar owners are pretty pleased with this. What do we know about how that kind of played out and how it's going to work?
Right. It's been a very contentious issue in Albany because it was such a popular, perk of the pandemic was these to-go sales. What the governor was saying was that, as you said, businesses can serve alcohol on premises to go as long as they're sold with a substantial food item, and beverages must have a secure litter or seal. There have been concerns about the prospect of, for example, a restaurant selling bottles of wine to go and that sort of thing, not only for public safety reasons, but also there's been a lot of lobbying by the liquor stores who say that it would just cut into their profits a lot and be unfair when they're subject to different regulations than restaurants, if restaurants were able to sell to-go wine bottles. And restaurant owners are mostly happy about being able to, sell cocktails to go, which was their sort of biggest moneymaker compared to whole bottles of liquor.
Yeah, so a little bit of compromise in order to get that kind of pushed over the finish line. One of the big things we've been following, obviously, here in Western New York is the money for the Bill Stadium. $600 million from Albany coming to pay for the initial construction, and then, hundreds of millions over the long term. I was trying to follow the governor's news conference. Was she asked about the Bill Stadium, or what is the sense that you're getting from lawmakers? Many downstate Democrats, I guess, kind of just going along with this, although a lot of them not happy about it.
Right. We have not seen a concerted move of opposition from lawmakers, even though there has been criticism by good government groups about just the extent of the public subsidy, as well as potential conflicts of interest with the governor and her husband, who works for Delaware North, which is the concessions vendor for the Buffalo Bills. When she was asked today, she said that this was something that is part of this conceptual budget deal. I've not yet had a chance to ask the Assembly Speaker or Senate Leader if they've signed on as well. But from what the governor was saying, she is saying that it's essentially a done deal and going to be partially funded by diverted casino revenues. And there's also just definitely a sense that the stadium isn't going to necessarily boost Western New York's economy, but I think there was like a sense of, downstate stadiums have gotten X amount of dollars, so it's only fair that Buffalo does as well. And yeah, lawmakers are still waiting on the specifics of exactly how everything's going to be funded and if there's going to be potentially bonding as well.
Yeah, and waiting for those specifics kind of leads me to my final question. I'm almost out of time, so I'll ask you if you can be quick. But the process here, like it has always been, kind of stinks, right? We learn these details. There's no time to even process it, and they're already voting, and the voting's going to wrap up tomorrow. Not a lot of change. It used to be 3 men in a room. It's no longer all men. But the process, I imagine, good government groups not happy with how this played out.
Right, definitely. Government watchdogs say New York still has a long way to go. We got all these details about this conceptual budget deal, but as a lot of folks here tell me, we don't know what's in the budget until it passes, and things can change. And the public doesn't really have a chance to weigh in on this final budget deal before it gets passed.
And I should let our viewers know, Marina's latest article is up on WGRZ.com right now. We are an Associated Press TV station. We appreciate you joining us, especially on short notice, and I know you'll be updating those stories as well with all that the governor had to say. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right.